Thank you, Ruth. Thank you for allowing me to speak with you today. Today I was thinking that I would talk to you a little bit about the Success from the Inside Out program. I'll tell you a little bit about what it is. I'll hopefully model some of the processes in it. I'll tell you a little bit about the processes. And I want to give you one solid tool that you can take with you today to use with your family and friends and coworkers. I'll answer a few questions, and then I'll wrap up. How's that sound? Is that okay with everyone? Yeah. Fabulous. What did I just do? What did I ask you?
You engage.
I engaged you. I asked your permission to talk to you. How often do we hear salespeople, television announcers, and such, they talk at you? Talking at you. And when I hear somebody talking at me, I immediately tune out. Also, it's common, I'm going to talk to you. And this brings up images of my mother when I was a child. I'm going to give you a stern talking to. It's one direction, right? She talks, and I'm afraid. I want to talk with people together. It's inclusive. So this program is about learning the tools to lead an authentic, heart-centered, happy, and successful life. It's a lot about personal ownership, and it's a lot about communication tools. So when you're working with your Toastmaster groups or coworkers, we want to build inclusive groups so that we can all achieve the most. Who in here would like to have more confidence, more self-empowerment? I'm raising my hand. I certainly would. Modeled another thing, personal ownership. You raise your hand, you said, I'm taking ownership of that. It's easy. I can tell you in one sentence. There it is. The price for self-empowerment is 100% responsibility for everything in your life from the inside out. I'll tell you more about what inside out means as we go along, but mostly I'm talking about attitudes, feelings, and actions. I had a hard time learning this. I can't be responsible for everything. I didn't create everything that happens in my life. We're not necessarily talking about circumstances. And I'll tell you a story about my hero and how I learned this. My hero was my daughter. When she was 11 years old, she was diagnosed with cancer. And she had to go through that experience. But almost never did I hear her whine and complain about why me. She took the responsibility and said, this is what I've got. What can I do with what I got? And she took control of her treatments. When she was well enough, we went to Disneyland. We went to Disney World. We went to the national parks. We went to movies. We went everywhere as a family together, doing the most with what we had. Couldn't control the circumstances, but we certainly can control our attitudes, feelings, and actions. Later, she had to have a leg amputated. How horrible. They said she'd never ride her bike again. Guess what? 6 weeks later, we had her up on her bicycle and she was riding. She'd never roller skate again. Well, she didn't because she tried and her leg kept falling off. So we had a good laugh about it and moved on. She was in middle school. She wanted to be in the Halloween contest. So what could she be? What could an 11-year-old amputee be? Of course, she was a pirate, peg leg and all. Fabulous. Making the most out of what you have. This is 100% responsibility. This is Basically, the first half of the workshop that we do, we teach tools. We have you explore deeply what that means for you and how you can take charge of your life and be empowered. What makes you happy? Anyone, what makes you happy? Music makes you happy.
Dancing and prayer.
Dancing and prayer makes you happy. Food makes, well, that makes me happy too. I love food. What makes you happy? It's a trick question. Where does happiness come from? Outside. It comes from the inside out. So isn't it more accurate to say what reminds me of what happiness is and not what makes me happy? When I say what makes me happy, it's more of a victim standpoint than it is an ownership standpoint. Here's how it works in our head often. When I get, have, make, then I will be or feel happy, content, or successful. When I get that new job, then I will be happy or content or successful. When I make lots of money, then I will be successful or happy. Outside in. Doesn't work that way in real life, and we're fooled by advertising that says you need to have this new thing to be beautiful or happy or whatever. How many of you have wanted something? Think about it. Oh, I wanted this, and then you finally got it. Oh, I really wanted this for a long time. And then after a short time, you go, eh. Or you got it and you were disappointed. Yeah? Outside in. That thing, when I get that thing, then I will be happy. Doesn't work that way. I will be happy. I will feel happy. I will feel content. I will feel successful. Then I will go out and do whatever I do in the internal world. We need to disconnect the feeling that I have to have something or be something other than myself to have happiness, contentment, success, and self-empowerment. When I do that, then I am powerful. When you do that, then you are powerful. Abraham Lincoln was like an amazing, amazing human being. He lost 2 children while he's president. His wife had mental issues and eventually passed away. He was president during a time when over 500,000 men were killed in the Civil War. And he said this: people are just about as happy as they make up their minds to be. Very wise words. We are as happy as we choose to be, but who can I blame for all of my problems? Here's another process we use in the workshop. Call it the victim-owner distinction. And it's insidious how we do this. We don't even think about it. Who can I blame? I also call it the NMP, not my problem, or someone else's problem. I don't need to set up the room. That's Maria's job. I won't help. Nope. I don't take checks. I was kidding with Michael today. I don't take checks. That's somebody else's job. That really comes from a victim standpoint. An owner would say, how can I help? How can I pitch in? What can I do? I love this one. I'll try. Are you going to make it to the meeting? I'll try. In other words, either I'm not listening to you or I don't want to tell you the truth. So I'll just tell you, I'll try so you go away. But the real answer, an owner will say, yes, I will be there, or no, I will not. It's acceptable to say, I don't know at this time. I'll check my calendar and get back to you. Integrity means that you will get back to them then. That's ownership. They versus we. I have to, we do a whole process, and I have to, I choose to. Most of the time, we say I have to, it means I'm a victim, poor me, but it really means I choose to, but I don't want to take ownership of it. Because if I take ownership, then I'm powerful. And then if I'm powerful, I have to do something. Oh my gosh, like give speeches. So here's the process I want to show you. That's really a powerful communication process. It's called perception checking, and I have little cards out on the table. If you don't have one, I'll get one to you. Stephen Covey said, "First seek to understand, then be understood." And so often we're talking against one another. And to be really powerful, we need to learn a tool. This tool, I think, is wonderful for working with family and coworkers. It diffuses conflict because most of us just want to be heard. I want to be understood. I don't need you to fix me. I just want you to hear me. So it goes like this. They say something. What I heard you say is, and then you repeat it back to them. Is that accurate? That's all there is to it. It's so simple, but we don't do it. I heard you say, is that accurate? Then more often than not, after they're finished venting, they'll go, well, not exactly. Great. Now I heard you say, is that accurate? Just repeating that process over and over again brings clarity to the situation and the inclusiveness, and it makes the people feel like they're empowered. Other people are empowered and you're empowered. I'm on the charts. So that is, I'm sorry I went a little over. I respect your time. I don't have time to answer questions, but this is a workshop that goes on either all day or 4 separate 2-hour blocks. It can be modified for your situation. So if you have any questions, ask me after the meeting, and I'll stay as long as I need to answer your questions. Thank you for your time.